What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update and daily news report for Juneteenth, Saturday, June 19th. So first off, I just want to thank you guys for always hitting that like button. It really does help out the channel. But let's get into the update for today. First off, there's a lot of discussions about what should or what should not be included into the next infrastructure package. Right now, we have Republicans and we have Democrats going head to head, trying to fight over what should and should not be included. Many are saying that Republicans are trying to take everything away from Democrats. And Democrats are saying we need to go big, we need to go bold, and we need to pass this legislation now. The problem is we are seeing more and more delays, not because of Republicans, but actually, according to reports, because of Senator Joe Manchin, who's a Democrat, but yet wants to see a bipartisan deal done. What I can tell you at this time is we're going to see these negotiations drag on a little bit longer. What you need to keep in mind is that President Biden, he actually put together two frameworks. Well, not necessarily he did, but he had his administration put together two different frameworks for different infrastructure packages. We had the American Jobs Plan that was about $2.2 to $2.3 trillion. We also had the American Families Plan, which was that stimulus or social infrastructure package that was worth roughly $1.9 trillion. All totaled $4.1 to $4.2 trillion. However, Republicans want to bring that down closer to $1 to $1.2 trillion. So bringing that down almost a quarter. That is huge, and that is what's causing a lot of issues and a huge rift right now between lawmakers. What I can tell you is over the past few months, we have been getting reports that President Biden wants to pass a bipartisan infrastructure package. Now, President Biden came out, laid out his framework. Perfect. That's what we needed. That's what lawmakers were looking for. Because then they can take that framework, modify it, adjust it, and make it more so their party will vote for it. So the Republicans would vote for it, Democrats would vote for it. Here's what we know. Ever since the framework was released, Democrats bashed it and wanted to see it larger. They wanted to see something bigger. If you remember, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez initially, I think on day one, she said that President Biden pushed for $1 trillion in spending per year for the next 10 years. That is what he pushed for when he was running for office. Well, he pushed for other things as well. Student debt forgiveness, $200 per month for Social Security beneficiaries, and neither one of those have passed. Neither one of those is really being discussed at this point. So when AOC says that President Biden initially pushed for $1 trillion in spending per year, and then he comes out with a $4.1 trillion infrastructure package that's going to span 10 years. So essentially $410 billion per year, which is less than half of what he originally was talking about. That's why Democrats and many progressives were extremely upset. We know reports are now indicating that Bernie Sanders is wanting to pass a $6 trillion infrastructure package, which could mean, according to experts, we could see additional stimulus checks included if this bill were to pass around $6 trillion. We know that Democrats were upset at the fact that Republicans keep on lowering their offer. Republicans did this back for the stimulus packages as well. And this goes on, well, they've done this before, so this isn't just new in the past year. We've always seen this. Republicans want to spend less, Democrats want to spend more, and they compromise somewhere in the middle, usually. Well, what we know is that right now, Democrats say there is no reason for them to lower their offer when they currently hold all the power. They are saying that big and bold legislation must be passed, and they need to pass it right now. The American people voted Democrats in, so Democrats say that the American people must want Democratic priorities. So we will see. But one thing they're saying is that we need to do this and need to do it immediately. So I don't know if it's going to happen immediately, but we will find out very soon. Now, here's what I want you to understand regarding this $6 trillion infrastructure package. this is what's currently being discussed, because as of right now, the GOP offer was rejected by President Biden. The bipartisan infrastructure package that is being proposed and prepped, that's actually being rejected by many Democrats as well. We know that the kind of problem solvers caucus, that bill, that proposal, that's not really being discussed at this point either, simply because it's going to be coming in too lean. And so a lot of Democrats don't feel like that even has any merit behind it either. So what we are hearing at this point is to throw out new proposals and let's see which one sticks. That's kind of what we're hearing. That's what we're seeing. So according to a handful of experts, they say if a bill is passed at $6 trillion, and again, we do not need any Republican votes on this. The American people will see a bill if the Democrats can get on board and have all 50 senators vote yes. And this means Senator Joe Manchin has to vote yes as well. So what I can tell you, based on what experts are saying, is that we will see additional child tax credits, we will see free community college, we will see expansion of Medicare. That means it will lower the age, it will give you guys dental, vision, and hearing. They're even talking about lowering the prescription drug prices as well, which is going to be really good. And the big thing is that fourth stimulus check. Experts do say that yes, a fourth stimulus check could be included, not it will, but it could be included at a $6 trillion price tag. Here's what they say. Experts do not believe that a monthly recurring stimulus check of $2,000 per month is even feasible. This is something that they do not believe is going to happen. They say if this check were to go to the same amount of people that received the $1,400 stimulus checks, okay, that's this last round, the third stimulus check, which many people are still waiting on their $1,400 checks. But experts say that if this were to happen, a monthly stimulus check package of $2,000 per month would essentially cost the United States and the American taxpayers roughly $550 billion per month. So at a $6 trillion price tag, okay, we would essentially blow through this entire thing. If there was no end date for the monthly stimulus checks, we'd blow through this in 1 year just in the stimulus checks, not including any of the other legislation. So experts say this is even too expensive for Democrats, and some progressives aren't even pushing for a $2,000 per month stimulus check. The majority of progressives are, but not every single one is. In the House, there are some that are a little bit hesitant to come out and push for that $2,000 per month stimulus check. Again, people say, or experts are saying, that it's just too expensive. So we will see. This is also the reason why, according to multiple reports, a one-time payment is most likely the only option going forward, unless the payments to the American people are more targeted and go to only those that were the hardest hit. So that means people making, under $16,000, $20,000, $25,000 per year. Senator Bernie Sanders even came out when he was running for president. Okay, and one of his priorities was to pass legislation to give people on Social Security more benefits. Well, the number that he always kept using was $16,000. You make less than $16,000, you get more benefits, right? And I think it came out to about $1,300 per year in additional benefits. Awesome. But that is one of the numbers that has been thrown out, and I just wanted to bring that up. Not essentially because Bernie Sanders is going to come out and say only those making $16,000 or less get this money. My guess is it's going to be a low amount. So if you make $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, chances are, yes, you could be included in some of these different packages and provisions where you could get additional assistance. So that is good news as well. Also, according to Senator Bernie Sanders, he is going to do everything he can to ensure that the wealthy and large corporations here in the United States pay their fair share in taxes. He says Congress will most likely use some of the leftover funding from the stimulus packages as well, but they also say that the way they're going to fund this large package of $6 trillion Well, it has to have multiple different ideas because there is no one way that is going to work. According to reports, there's not enough money left over from the stimulus packages to pay for a $6 trillion infrastructure package. According to reports, the IRS receiving an additional $40 to $80 billion in funding and going after those tax cheats, that is only going to bring in about $100 billion per year. It helps, but it's not enough. Again, this is a $6 trillion package over 10 years, which essentially means we need about $600 billion per year. So if the IRS brings in $100 billion per year, let's say we have a few hundred billion, let's say I think it's like $200 billion per year from large corporations and from the wealthier individuals in the United States. Okay, that brings us about 300, which is half. We have a little bit of money left over from the stimulus packages. Well, that brings us a little bit closer. Not clear up to 6, but we're getting closer. But here's the issue. Right now, nobody can agree. The problem is lawmakers cannot agree on how to pay for this large infrastructure package, and not even the $6 trillion package. Not even that one. What lawmakers are discussing is how do we pay for a $2 trillion or even a $1 trillion infrastructure package? How do we do that? That's the problem that we're hearing at this point is right now, it's not about $6 trillion, it's about $1 trillion or $2 trillion. So how do we come up with an agreement on 6? This is the big problem. This is where a lot of people are saying that we're never gonna get this done. And honestly, I have no idea. But here's something else lawmakers can't agree on, is the unemployment benefits. This is a big one. Last week, 4 states canceled their federal unemployment benefits. Today, 8 more states. Okay? 8 more states as of today. This means the $300 per week boost, gone. The long-term unemployment benefits, gone. The pandemic unemployment assistance for gig workers, freelance workers, and self-employed, gone. Okay? All this is gone. And this will go to these following states. This will be Alabama, Idaho, Indiana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, North Dakota, West Virginia, and Wyoming. That is all canceling at the end of today. Next Saturday, and this is a big one, next Saturday is going to be huge. This will include the following states: Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Texas, and Utah. Those are the states that are going to cancel next Saturday. So just understand, out of the past couple of weeks, or even next week as well, after that, I believe there's only 5 states that will be canceling their unemployment benefits early. So just understand, we're going to see a big change, according to reports, over the next few weeks. Now, even though there's a lot of people losing their jobs, I want to bring you this report that I was reading this morning because I thought this was very interesting. This is also something that I was actually telling people to go and do about a month or 2 months ago as well. You may remember this. Right now, we're getting more and more reports that the quit rate amongst workers is actually increasing. So what this means is more people are quitting their jobs, even though the job list is actually pretty high. The unemployment rate is fairly high at this point. Many are quitting their jobs just to go and find something better. What we know is right now, first, why would they do this? Here's the reason why, and I said this before. Okay, I said reports, and again, this is something that reports are now confirming. But what I said and what reports are now indicating is that people are quitting because employers have been getting complacent and they're not giving raises to existing workers. This is exactly what I said a couple months ago or a month ago, whenever it was. I told you guys that if your employer is not going to give you a raise when you go and request one, you can simply say, okay, I'm going to go and look for another job. I guarantee you. Okay, this is happening all across the United States. Okay, it's not 100% guaranteed, but there's a good chance you can get a better paying job. Whether you like the job or not, doesn't matter. But you can get a better paying job with more benefits, more paid time off, more sick leave, more vacation time. You can get all of this. However, you have to put the pressure on the employer. So, right now, many people say that they are quitting to reapply for a different position within the same company because the company has it where the existing employees cannot get raises until X date, right? And most of them it's like 2022. But new hires can actually start above the current rate of existing employees. So what do? You quit and then you reapply for that exact same position, okay? Because now you are a new hire. Again, it's just complicated, but that's the way it's currently working. Some are even saying that right now, more and more employees have the upper hand, and this is exactly what I said a couple months ago as well. So it's making it easier to find work that pays you a little bit more and gives you more benefits. Currently, many workers are feeling like they have been taken advantage of over the past year, and because of this, what they are doing is actually trying to get some of that power back. They're requesting raises. They're trying to get more benefits, trying to get more time off, trying to work remotely from home, which according to some employers is something that they do not allow. But yet when they hire new employees, they allow them to, okay, come into work for a couple days, then take a couple days at home, work from there, and you can go back and forth. But yet for existing workers, they're saying, no, you have to come in. So again, it's a double standard. It's not working. Some people just don't like it. So what I can tell you right now, we're going to see a big shift. We're going to see a big shift into, who gets hired, where they get hired, what they're going to get paid, what kind of benefits they get. And this is going to cause a big issue amongst the current workers and amongst the new hires. So I just wanted to bring this report to you because what we're going to see, again, this big shift, it's going to cause a lot of a heartbreak, not amongst the employees, but amongst the employers who will then be losing some of their long-term employees. So again, just understand this is happening. We will most likely see it. This is something that's going to probably progress and amplify the crisis that we're in, but it is something that we need to look into. So just wanted to give you this update for today. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Have an incredible weekend this weekend as well. Go and do something fun. Again, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.